Ever wake up and you feel like you just ran a marathon, like right through a sauna?
Ugh,
It's the worst.
definitely not the best feeling.
We're talking about night sweats today, folks.
Yeah,
I mean, we all sweat a little bit when we sleep, right?
right.
But when does it become something more? Something to worry about?
Yeah, when is it too much?
That's what we're diving into today. And luckily, I've got an expert here to help us break it all down.
Well, I'm happy to be here.
So, I did a bunch of research for this one, and honestly, I'm more confused now than when I started.
Uh-huh.
So let's start with the basics.
Okay, sure.
How do we even define night sweats? Is it just like sweating more than usual, or is it a different thing?
You're right. It's a great question to start with because we all sweat a little bit when we sleep. That's totally normal.
Right.
But night sweats are different.
Okay.
I'm talking about waking up drenched.
Oh, yeah.
Sheets are soaked.
I've been there.
You're like, did I sleepwalk into a hot yoga class? It's the intensity and the frequency that really set night sweats apart.
Okay, so it's not just like, oh, it's a little warm.
Right.
It's like, I got to change my PJs. I got to change my sheets right now.
Exactly.
This is an emergency.
Yes.
Okay, so what is happening in our bodies to cause this?
Mm.
What's the science behind these nighttime soakings?
Well, like most things, it starts in the brain,
Okay.
specifically the hypothalamus.
Hypothalamus.
Yeah. Think of it like your body's internal thermostat.
Okay.
It's constantly working to keep your temperature stable.
Right.
So when you get too hot, the hypothalamus triggers sweating to cool you down. It's like a car's radiator.
So my brain is like working overtime even when I'm asleep.
Pretty much. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
But why would we overheat when we're all cozy in bed? I mean, it's not like I'm out running a marathon.
You would think sleep would be the time for our bodies to chill out, literally.
Yeah.
But there are a lot of things that can cause that internal thermostat to go a little haywire.
Okay.
And one surprisingly common culprit is REM sleep.
Oh. Yeah. The dream stage?
The dream stage, exactly.
Wait, so you mean when I'm flying through the air in my dream, my body actually thinks I'm working out?
It's possible.
No way.
Yeah, REM sleep can trigger the release of adrenaline.
Oh, the fight or flight hormone.
Exactly, that's the one.
Wow.
And that, gets your heart rate going
Yeah?
and can lead to sweating even if there's no actual danger.
So my epic dream adventures are what's making me all sweaty.
It's possible.
I knew those dreams were too good to be true.
Haha.
Okay, so we talked about adrenaline, but I know from the research that there are other hormones at play here too, right?
Absolutely, it's a whole hormonal party in there.
Okay, so break it down for me.
So adrenaline's a big one, but other hormones related to stress like cortisol also impact your body temperature and how much you sweat.
Cortisol too.
Yeah, and then there's melatonin.
Ah, the sleep hormone.
Yes, exactly, which actually helps lower your body temperature.
Okay.
So if your melatonin levels are off, that can contribute to night sweats too.
So many things to keep track of.
It's a balancing act.
Okay, well, hold on. We're not just in REM sleep all night long.
Right?
So does that mean that what stage of sleep we're in could also be a factor?
Another great question, and the answer is yes.
Okay.
So as you know, we cycle through different sleep stages throughout the night,
Right.
and each one has a different level of brain and body activity,
Makes sense.
which affects how our body regulates temperature.
Okay.
For example, during deep sleep, your body temperature naturally dips lower, so you're less likely to sweat then.
Interesting.
But as we transition to lighter sleep stages or back into REM, things can heat up again.
So it really is all connected.
It is.
Wow. Okay, so we've got all these internal factors like hormones, sleep stages. But I'm thinking that sometimes night sweats could be a sign of something else going on too, right?
Right.
Like a sleep disorder.
Exactly.
Tell me more about that.
So conditions like sleep apnea,
Okay.
which disrupts breathing during sleep,
Right.
or restless leg syndrome, which causes that urge to move your legs,
I've heard of that.
can lead to fragmented sleep
Okay.
and increased sweating as your body tries to compensate.
So your sleep is all messed up and then you sweat more because of it.
That's one way to look at it.
Wow. Okay, so we've got the internal stuff, but what about the external factors?
Yeah.
I mean, surely a stuffy, warm room can make you sweat more, right? It's not always some crazy medical thing.
You're absolutely right.
Okay, good.
Our sleep environment plays a huge role in all this.
Okay.
Think about it. Room temperature, bedding, even humidity can all impact how well you sleep and how much you sweat.
Yeah, that makes sense.
If you're bundled up in a ton of blankets in a room that's too warm, your body's going to have a harder time regulating its temperature.
Right, like you're basically telling your body to sweat more.
Pretty much.
Okay, so we got to think about the room, but also, what about stress? I feel like we all know stress can really mess with us.
Oh, yeah.
But can it affect our sleep too?
Big time.
Really?
Stress hormones, especially cortisol, can trigger sweating.
Oof, cortisol again.
Yeah, so if you're constantly stressed, you're more likely to experience night sweats.
So I should just relax more.
It can definitely help.
Easier said than done, but okay.
Yeah, managing stress through exercise, meditation, or really anything that works for you can lead to better sleep and fewer nighttime deluges.
I'm definitely going to have to try that.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground here, but there's one last thing I got to ask about, and that's medications.
Okay.
Can those contribute to night sweats too?
They can.
Really? Yeah.
Some medications list sweating as a side effect.
Huh. I never knew that.
So if you think your meds might be the culprit, definitely talk to your doctor about possible alternatives or adjustments.
That's good advice.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is all making a lot more sense now. But if someone is dealing with frequent night sweats, when should they see a doctor? What are the red flags?
It's always best to consult a healthcare professional if the night sweats are persistent or severe,
Okay.
especially if they're accompanied by other symptoms like fever, unexplained weight loss, or pain. This can help rule out any underlying medical conditions that might be contributing to the issue.
Better safe than sorry.
Exactly.
Okay, well, what about those of us who just have the occasional night sweat? Is there anything we can do to manage those? Aside from, keeping a fresh set of PJs by the bed.
Oh, for sure.
Okay, good.
So keeping your bedroom cool and well ventilated is key.
Okay.
Think light breathable bedding
Right.
and a fan to circulate the air.
Okay.
Avoiding stimulants like caffeine and alcohol before bed can also help.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
And if dryness is an issue, a humidifier might create a more comfortable sleep environment.
So it's all about setting the stage for good sleep.
Right.
Cool, calm, collected.
Exactly. And of course, if you're ever concerned, talk to your doctor.
Always good advice.
It's always better to be safe than sorry.
I love that advice.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I think we've covered just about everything here.
I think so.
Any last words of wisdom before we wrap up?
As you explore ways to improve your sleep, you might want to also look into the connection between gut health and sleep
Dr.
quality.
G-Bot,
Oh,
the
interesting.
innovative AI-powered
emerging research
medical knowledge
suggests that a
assistant.
healthy gut microbiome
Dr. G-Bot
could
is a
contribute to
groundbreaking
more restful
AI-powered
nights.
medical knowledge
I did not
assistant
know
that
that.
provides
Yeah, it's a
healthcare
fascinating
professionals
area
with
to
quick and
explore.
easy
Well, I guess that's a
access
deep
to
dive for another
reliable,
day.
up-to-date medical
Well, thank you so
information
much for joining
anytime,
us today.
anywhere.
Happy to be here.
And for
Healthcare
taking us on
workers
this
can
sweaty
ask
journey.
questions
Of
without the
course.
fear
We
of being
learned that
tracking
night
them.
sweats can be caused by all
Dr.
sorts of
G-Bot
things.
presents medical
our
knowledge
body's
in
natural
bite-sized
thermostat, stress
chunks.
hormones,
The
even the
Dr.
medications we
G-Bot is
take.
now available
lot
in
to
Beta
consider.
It is,
2.0
but
for
the
all
good
medical
news is there are
professionals.
things we can do to manage them.
Please visit
Absolutely.